Hi there. You're listening to English Podcast for Beginners, your friendly guide to learning English step by step. Let's learn, practice, and grow together.
Welcome back to English Podcast for Beginners. Today, we're starting a new episode about a very practical skill, training your mouth to talk. If you want to speak English more clearly, more confidently, and more naturally, this topic will help you a lot.
A lot of learners think speaking is only about vocabulary and grammar, but your mouth also has to learn new movements. English uses different shapes, different tongue positions, and different sounds compared to many other languages. If your mouth is not used to those movements, speaking can feel slow or uncomfortable.
Exactly. And many learners don't realize this. They think, I know the words, so why can't I say them smoothly? It's because their mouth muscles haven't been trained yet. Learning English is a bit like learning to play an instrument. You need practice, not just knowledge.
Right? And one of the best ways to train your mouth is by repeating short phrases slowly and clearly. When you repeat them, your mouth slowly builds a memory for the movement. After some time, the phrase becomes natural.
This is why shadowing is so effective. When you listen and speak at the same time, your mouth copies the rhythm and speed of a native speaker. Even if you don't understand every single word, your mouth still learns.
Another important part is exaggeration. When you practice, try to open your mouth more than usual. Stretch the sounds, make the vowels longer and clearer. It might feel strange, but it helps you speak more fluently later.
Yes, exaggeration trains clarity. Many beginners keep their mouth too closed when speaking English, so their sounds become blurry. When you open your mouth wider, the words become much easier to understand.
There is also the question of habit. If someone always speaks very quietly or very fast in their own language, they usually bring that habit into English. Training your mouth means building new habits that fit the English rhythm.
And rhythm is such a big part of English. English has a strong weak pattern. Some words are stressed and some words are reduced. If your mouth doesn't follow this pattern, your speech can sound flat. Training helps your mouth follow the natural flow.
Another tip for training your mouth is practicing with a mirror. When you watch your mouth move, you can see if your lips are opening enough or if your tongue is in the right place. A mirror helps you correct yourself immediately.
Yes, and recording yourself is also useful. When you listen to your own voice, you notice the small mistakes you don't hear while speaking. It helps you become more aware of your pronunciation.
And the good news is, your mouth learns fast. At the beginning it feels difficult, but after repeating the same sounds and phrases many times, your mouth becomes more flexible. You start to speak faster and more naturally without forcing it.
That's why beginners shouldn't worry if they sound slow at first. Slow speaking is just part of training. With time, speed comes naturally. The most important thing is clarity.
Today we've started a deeper conversation about how the mouth works when learning English and why training it is essential.
And we're going to continue this topic in the next part of this episode, because there is so much more to explore about mouth training and fluency.
So let's go a bit deeper into the idea of mouth habits. Many learners don't realize that their first language shapes the way their mouth moves. Every language has its own way of using the lips, tongue, and jaw. When you switch to English, your mouth has to adjust to a new system, and that adjustment takes time.
For example, some languages don't use the th sound, so the tongue is not used to moving forward between the teeth. At first, it feels unnatural, but with repetition, your mouth learns the motion. Training your mouth is really about giving it new instructions until those instructions feel normal.
And there's something interesting about this. Your brain can know the sound, but your mouth can still struggle. That's why practice must be physical, not just mental. You have to actually move your mouth, not only imagine the sound in your head.
That's why speaking out loud is so important. Reading silently might help your vocabulary, but it doesn't train your mouth. When you speak out loud, your mouth gets used to English shapes. Even reading a simple paragraph every day can build strong habits.
There's also the issue of confidence. Many learners hesitate because they're worrying about sounding wrong. But when you hesitate, your mouth becomes stiff, and stiff muscles make pronunciation harder. The more relaxed you are, the more natural your mouth movements become.
A helpful technique is slow, controlled speaking. When you slow down, you give your mouth enough time to move properly. You focus on each sound, each word, and each pause. It's like training your muscles one step at a time.
Another technique is repeating one sentence many times until it becomes smooth. You don't need 10 different sentences. Even a single sentence, practiced again and again, can make your mouth more flexible and confident.
Yes, repetition builds muscle memory. For example, if a learner practices a sentence like "I want to improve my English speaking," repeated many times, the mouth starts to memorize the shape of each word and the transition between sounds.
And once your mouth learns a pattern, it becomes easier to apply it to other sentences. That's why consistent practice makes a big difference. It's not about being perfect. It's about keeping your mouth active.
Some learners also forget about breath control. Breath supports your speech. If you breathe too little, your voice becomes weak. If you breathe too fast, you lose clarity. Training your mouth also includes learning to breathe comfortably while speaking.
A good practice is reading 2 or 3 sentences, then taking a natural breath before continuing. It helps keep your voice steady and your pronunciation clear.
We're going to continue exploring these techniques because training your mouth is a long but very rewarding process, and every learner can improve with the right approach.
Another helpful method for training your mouth is focusing on sound contrast. English has many pairs of sounds that are similar but not the same, like ship and sheep, or full and full. When you practice these contrasts, your mouth learns to make small but important adjustments. This kind of practice strengthens your control over pronunciation.
Yes, and sound contrast exercises also train your ears, which makes speaking easier. When your ears can hear the difference, your mouth can produce the difference. Many learners skip this step, but it actually helps you gain accuracy much faster.
Stress patterns are another area where mouth training matters. English has stressed and unstressed syllables, and your mouth needs to switch between strong and weak sounds quickly. Practicing words with different stress patterns helps you move your mouth with better rhythm.
And rhythm is not only about stress, it's also about pauses. Many learners don't know where to pause, so they speak in one long stream. When you train your mouth to pause naturally, your speech becomes clearer and easier to follow.
Another technique is practicing tongue twisters. They might seem like a children's game, but they are actually powerful training tools. They force your mouth to move quickly and accurately at the same time. Starting slow and gradually increasing speed helps build flexibility.
A simple example is 3 free throws. When you repeat it slowly, your tongue learns the exact movement for the th and r sounds. Over time, your mouth becomes stronger and faster, and this improvement carries over into your everyday speaking.
Mouth training also includes practicing connected speech. In natural English, words are not separated, they link together. For example, wanter becomes wanna, or going to becomes gonna. Your mouth needs to learn how to blend sounds smoothly.
Many learners speak word by word, which sounds unnatural. When you practice linking, you help your mouth move in a continuous flow. Even simple phrases like "in a minute" all of it becomes smoother with practice.
There's also the idea of speaking with intention. When you think clearly about what you want to say, your mouth follows more confidently. If your mind is confused, your mouth becomes less steady. Training your mouth is also about training your focus.
That's why warm-up exercises can help. Before speaking, you can stretch your mouth by opening it wide, smiling, or moving your tongue in circles. These small movements relax your muscles and prepare them for speaking.
Warm-ups might seem simple, but they make a noticeable difference. When your mouth is relaxed, you sound more natural and your pronunciation becomes easier.
We still have several techniques and ideas to explore because training your mouth is a full process that involves movement, awareness, rhythm, and confidence.
Another important part of mouth training is learning how to control your volume. Many beginners speak too quietly, which makes their pronunciation unclear. When you increase your volume just a little, your mouth opens more naturally, and your sounds become sharper. Practicing with a slightly louder voice can actually improve the shape of your words.
And the opposite can happen too. Some learners speak too loudly when they feel nervous. When the volume is too high, the mouth becomes tense. Training your mouth means finding a balanced volume where you can speak comfortably without forcing the sound.
Intonation is also something your mouth needs to learn. English uses rising and falling tones to show meaning. For example, questions usually rise at the end, while statements fall. If your mouth is used to one flat tone, your speech can sound monotone. Training helps you make natural movement in your voice.
Yes, and intonation doesn't only change the sound, it changes the emotion of your speech. When your mouth learns how to go up and down smoothly, your speaking becomes more expressive. This makes communication easier and more enjoyable for listeners.
Another technique is breaking long sentences into small chunks. When you practice a long sentence all at once, your mouth gets tired quickly. But when you practice in short chunks, you allow your mouth to build strength step by step.
For example, if the sentence is "I want to learn how to speak English more confidently," you can break it into small parts like "I want to learn how to speak English more confidently." Practicing each part helps your mouth stay controlled.
Then you can put the chunks together again. This method is great for difficult phrases or sentences that feel heavy in the mouth. It reduces pressure and improves memory.
Another useful idea is practicing with different speeds. Start slow to understand the movement. Then try a normal speed. If you feel comfortable, try a little faster. Changing the speed trains your mouth to be flexible and adaptable.
Flexibility is important because real conversations are not always slow. Sometimes people speak quickly, sometimes they pause, sometimes they change tone suddenly. Training prepares your mouth for these changes so you can respond naturally.
And practicing in different environments also helps. Many learners only practice inside their room. But when they speak in a new place, their mouth feels tense again. Training in different locations teaches your mouth to stay relaxed anywhere.
You can practice while walking, while cooking, or while waiting for something. When your mouth gets used to speaking in different situations, your confidence grows automatically.
We still have more ideas to talk about, because training your mouth is a long journey with many helpful techniques that can make speaking English easier and more natural.
Another area we should focus on is the role of consistency. Many learners practice for a few days, stop for a week, then start again. When this happens, the mouth loses the habits it was beginning to build. Training your mouth is most effective when you practice a little bit every day, even if it's only 5 minutes.
Yes, consistency keeps your mouth familiar with English movements. Even light practice can help your muscles stay flexible. It's similar to stretching. If you stretch a little every day, your body becomes more comfortable. Your mouth works the same way when you speak English regularly.
Another helpful idea is speaking while thinking slowly. When your thoughts move calmly, your mouth can follow them more smoothly. Many learners try to think too quickly, and their mouth cannot keep up. Slowing down your thoughts creates a stable connection between your mind and your mouth.
And learners should not rush to use complicated sentences. Simple sentences are perfect for mouth training. They allow you to focus on clarity, rhythm, and flow without feeling overwhelmed. As your mouth becomes more comfortable, you can naturally move to longer and more complex sentences.
It also helps to repeat phrases that you actually use in daily life. When the phrases are meaningful to you, your mouth learns them more easily. You remember them faster, and they become automatic over time.
Yes, meaningful practice is stronger than random practice. If you often talk about work, family, or your daily routine, those topics should be part of your mouth training. Your mouth will become familiar with the vocabulary you use most.
Another useful technique is practicing emotional tone. Try saying the same sentence with different emotions: happy, serious, curious, calm. This teaches your mouth to move in different ways and helps you sound more natural in real conversations.
Changing emotion also helps you understand how your mouth shapes your feelings in English. When you speak with emotion, your voice becomes more expressive, and your mouth learns to adjust to different moods.
Reading aloud with a steady pace is another strong method. Choose a paragraph and read it clearly, focusing on smooth transitions between words. This builds flow and helps your mouth practice continuous movement.
And when you read aloud, pay attention to how your jaw, lips, and tongue move together. The more awareness you build, the better control you gain. Awareness is a big part of training your mouth because it teaches you to notice your habits and improve them.
You can also try practicing in front of a camera. When you watch your own mouth move, you notice things you never realized before. Maybe your mouth stays too tight, or maybe your jaw doesn't move enough. Video practice helps you understand what to improve.
And confidence grows when you watch yourself speak. You see your progress, and your mouth becomes more comfortable because you're familiar with how you look while speaking.
We'll continue exploring more aspects of mouth training because there are still many techniques and ideas that can help learners speak English more naturally.
Another part of mouth training that many learners overlook is relaxation. When you feel tense, your jaw becomes tight, your lips become stiff, and your tongue moves less freely. This makes speaking harder. Practicing in a relaxed state helps your mouth move naturally and smoothly.
A simple way to relax your mouth is by doing gentle movements before speaking. You can stretch your jaw by opening it slowly, or move your tongue in small circles. These movements reduce stiffness and prepare your muscles for clear speech.
Relaxation also helps your voice sound stronger. When your mouth is relaxed, the words come out with better clarity. This can make you feel more confident, and confidence leads to better control of your speaking habits.
Another valuable technique is describing what you are doing in real time. For example, if you are cleaning your room, you can say, "I'm folding my clothes," or "I'm organizing the desk." When you speak while doing tasks, your mouth practices in a natural, low-pressure environment.
Yes, and describing small actions is great for beginners because the vocabulary is simple and useful. It trains your mouth to speak continuously without stopping to think too much. This builds flow and helps your speaking sound more automatic over time.
You can also practice short storytelling. Instead of focusing on perfect grammar, focus on keeping your mouth moving. Even a simple story about your morning routine can help your mouth learn how to stay active for longer periods.
Storytelling also teaches your mouth to connect sentences. Many learners can say individual sentences clearly, but when they try to combine them, their mouth becomes less steady. Practicing small stories helps your muscles move from sentence to sentence smoothly.
Another useful habit is repeating after real people in videos or audio clips. Choose someone with a clear voice and imitate their pace and tone. This helps your mouth develop a more natural style of speaking.
And when you imitate someone, don't worry about sounding exactly like them. The goal is not to copy their voice but to learn their rhythm, their pacing, and their natural flow. Your mouth learns by following patterns, not by being perfect.
You can also practice by asking yourself simple questions and answering them out loud. For example, What did I do today? Or what do I want to eat? This keeps your mouth active and helps you get used to producing English without hesitation.
Self-questioning builds independence too. You're not waiting for someone else to speak to you. You create your own practice environment, and your mouth grows stronger with every sentence you produce.
We're going to keep expanding on these ideas because training your mouth involves technique, habit, confidence, and awareness, and there is still a lot more we can explore.
Another helpful habit is practicing clear endings on your words. Many learners drop the last sound of a word because they are rushing or because their mouth isn't used to completing the movement. When you finish each word cleanly, your pronunciation becomes clearer and listeners understand you more easily. It trains your mouth to stay active until the very last moment of each sentence.
This also improves your speaking rhythm. Clear word endings help you create natural pauses and make your sentences sound more controlled. When your mouth becomes comfortable with finishing sounds, your whole sentence becomes smoother.
And finally, remember that mouth training is not about being perfect. It's about progress. Every time you speak, your mouth gets a little stronger, a little faster, and a little more confident. Even small improvements add up over time.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more natural English will feel in your mouth. Speaking becomes easier when your mouth understands the movements, and anyone can build this skill with patience and consistent practice.
Thank you for joining us today. In the next part of this episode, we'll continue exploring practical ways to make your mouth more flexible, more confident, and more natural when speaking English.
Consistency. Meaning, doing something regularly without stopping. Consistency is important if you want to improve your English speaking. She practices every morning, and her consistency helps her learn faster. Hesitate. Meaning, to stop or pause because you are unsure or nervous. Many learners hesitate before speaking English. He didn't hesitate to answer the question this time. Flexible. Meaning, able to move or change easily. Mouth training makes your speaking more flexible. She has a flexible schedule, so she can study anytime. Confidently. Meaning, in a way that shows you believe in yourself. He answered the question confidently. Speaking confidently comes with practice. Expression. Meaning, a way of showing feelings or ideas using your face, voice, or words. Her expression changed when she understood the sentence. English intonation helps you improve your expression when speaking. Transition. Meaning, a smooth change from one thing to another. Practice helps you make a smooth transition between words. The transition from slow speaking to natural speed takes time. Independent. Meaning, able to do something without help from others. Speaking to yourself can make you more independent in English practice. She wants to become independent in her daily English conversations. Tense. Meaning, not relaxed, tight, or stressed. Your mouth becomes tense when you worry about mistakes. Try to relax so your speaking sounds less tense. Continuous. Meaning, without stopping, going on steadily. Reading aloud helps you practice continuous speaking. His progress shows because he has been studying continuously. Awareness. Meaning, knowing or noticing what is happening. Awareness of your mouth movements helps improve pronunciation. She has good awareness of her mistakes and corrects them quickly.